Good morning and welcome to Coffee and Cookies. Thank God it's Monday. My name is Lindsay and today's show is sponsored by Social Media Torch. We're so thankful for them. If you need any of their digital marketing services, contact them and ask for discounts. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but you should ask for discounts. If you want to know what I'm talking about, watch some of our earlier shows because it's there. Anyway, today's Monday and we've got some great things to talk about. If you haven't gotten your coffee, go get it. I got mine. Nick's got his. And we're going to have a great show. So thanks for joining us.
Oh, I'm supposed to talk.
I mean, you took my camera off.
There you go, right? Good morning, everyone. My name is Nick. Welcome to Coffee and Cookies. We have some wins to talk about today. We have some questions to ask yourself, and we have some questions about intention. So today's going to be a great show. It is TGIM. Thank God it's Monday. It's back into the grind. It's back into the workplace. It's back into the get things done.
I'm thankful for routine. I really am.
You're thankful for routine. Hold on.
Routine,
Hold on. Welcome to the show. Split screen coming. Here we go. Okay.
I'm so thankful for routine.
And why?
And my routine is Monday through Friday.
The weekends are designed to throw your routine off to drive you crazy, huh?
No, not crazy, but
kind of crazy.
It just,
slightly
sometimes
crazy.
I don't know how to function on a weekend of because I have a plan for my week. I have a plan and I don't plan. I mean, I do somewhat plan for my weekend. We have to go here and we have to do this and I have to get groceries and blah, blah, blah. And we do laundry and those things. Yes. But the kids are always like, what do you want to do today? Mom, I'm bored. Mom, let's.
You don't have a plan?
No. Do you?
Yes.
No, you don't.
Yeah. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Here we go. You ready? You ready for this? Didn't used to. Now we do. And here's why. Before it was, oh, what do we do? Hammer humming around it, right? Kind of and now
then you do nothing.
And then you do nothing. You let your kids get on some type of technology or devices. Just, it doesn't work out. Right. And so now, and this is funny because this is actually something that we learned when our families lived together, and make sure I worded that correctly. When our families lived together, we learned a lot about planning and being a bit more intentional.
And how much smoother things run when you have a plan.
And it runs smoother.
Isn't it amazing?
So we actually use the calendar apps. And now on the fridge last night, Amber was up there writing the plan of the week. Here's what's going on. I know Saturday, I'm basically single dad on Saturday. I'm going to have the kids all to myself. So here's what we're going to do, right? We're going to make a plan. And the plan is kind of dependent on weather. But I think we're going to go park hopping.
Ooh, that's fun.
Right? So yes, you can, but you have to be intentional.
Yes.
And it takes energy. Gotta be the energy creator.
And you know what? Lindsay got a 2.5 hour nap yesterday, and that's how much energy Lindsay did not have over the weekend.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. So, sometimes it's just, it's busy. It is just busy.
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 Yes. So Dustin's really great about, hey, we're going to go do this. We're going to go do this.
Uh-huh.
And he's great about it 90% of the time. I'm great about it that 10% of the time. So together we make the 100. But yesterday after dinner,
make the 100.
Yeah, teamwork makes the dream work. After dinner, he's like, I'm going for a walk. We're all going for a walk. I'm like, okay, let's go for a walk. And the kids were getting, socks and shoes on, and I was getting socks and shoes on because I had just taken a nap. But
you felt good. You're like, yeah, I can do the walk thing.
Let's go for a walk. Let's bring some energy. I got some energy now.
Here we go.
But we were heading out, and Tristan. So we went to church yesterday, and they do a little mini kids church for Tristan's group. So, I mean, they do it for all of them, but Tristan's is more like a church. So they sing and they worship and then they have a lesson and then they get to play. So he comes home and he's usually singing the songs that they did. And they usually do 2 to 3 songs, and they're simple songs that just repeat. And so he's singing it in the car, and we get on our walk, and this is like 6 o'clock, 6:30, and Lexi starts singing the song that Tristan was singing. So I'm like, I love that. And she's like singing at the top of her lungs as we're walking down the street. It was greatness. Yeah.
That is a parenting win.
Yes.
That is a parenting win.
And you know,
that is a did you hear what she said here, right? Like, one, you got the family up in the morning. That's a parenting win.
Right.
You know, and why? Because of Dustin. Right? Dustin's the clock. Dustin's the clock.
I left before the rest of the family. They were like right behind me on my tail, but
Okay. 2, you went and you got yourself into service, but you made sure that your kids got in, that your kids are plugged in, right?
Yes.
They're not sitting in service on a phone or on a mini, an iPad or on some kind of a device. You know, they're in their element. You got them in their element.
Yep.
And then you get home, and because you got them in their element, they are now recreating that experience and singing, and that is a parenting win.
So you want to hear the funny part? We were on our walk, and Tristan's like, can we stop singing this song? It's going to get stuck in my head. And I'm like, this is a great song to get stuck in your head. I mean, there's so many other songs that could get stuck in your head that are not helpful.
Baby shark, do 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 do.
I didn't even think of that one. I pulled one that was like from my generation when I was a kid. Anybody know the song that never ends? That's what I was singing.
You're mean. You are mean. I would rather have Baby Shark running through my head.
My kids had never heard that song before. Never. I bet your kids haven't heard it either.
Oh, no, they have.
Oh, they have?
Oh, they absolutely have.
My kids had never heard it before.
Yes, they have. Mm-hmm.
So
I need a third camera. We're getting this third camera up.
I told Tristan, I said, well, if you don't want it stuck in your head, think of a different song to sing. And he couldn't think, well, actually, we walked by your house, and he's like, I don't think the dogs are out. And then we started singing Who Let the Dogs Out. And then, so we're singing all these different songs on our walk, right? And we get back on our road, and we're walking back to the house, and guess what one started and finished the walk? The Jesus song. I'm like, that's my win. That's my win.
I'll take it.
You try to distract him with all these other songs, and who ends up on top? Jesus. Jesus.
There you go. There you go. So we've been going down a direction with you of, well, not a direction, a story of you finding your place to serve at church.
Yes.
Right. Mm-hmm. And so I'm going to catch you up. I'm going to give you the real quick summary. Lindsay used to be a leader in the coffee shop.
Yes.
Right. Because of COVID and all that, the coffee shop got shut down. You then went to VIP.
I was waiting. I was actually holding out for the coffee shop to come back.
Okay. But in the meantime, she started with VIP and you started serving with kids.
Yes.
Right. And now the coffee shop is opening back up.
Yes.
And I believe even Friday you got to go taste test.
I did.
Some new flavors that are going to be coming out.
Not new flavors, just figuring out a good solution for the drinks that we're going to have. So They're bringing back, the favorite Pastor Keith and the Butterfinger smoothies and the fruit smoothies. So we got to taste test those with some different products.
There you go. So we've been on this journey with you, and you've been I like this, but I'm not so sure about that. And I think during our conversation this morning, you kind of like have narrowed it down from 3 to 2 now.
Yes.
Share with the audience.
Like the whole story about
you don't have to do the whole story. You can just I mean, these people are on a journey with us. Share with where you're at now.
So, I used to teach in high school for a reason.
High school.
And, people that love kids, I do love kids, but I love kids that can follow directions. I love all kids, but I do not do well in chaotic settings. Like sometimes, honestly, I would get nervous and stressed out going to my husband's family functions because there's so many kids and it's so chaotic, and there's just so like people, they're loud people, and I love them all, but I'm like, I need to go babe, I'm going for my walk. I'm going to go sit in the bedroom because I need some me time. Like, and they know that. They know that Lindsay does not do well in chaos because I was not raised in chaos. Like, I have a small family. We're way more chill. Like, yeah, let's play cards or let's play a game. Like, let's not, like, we're more, I don't know, focused on that as opposed to like running around and being crazy. Like, that's just not how I thrive. So
how did you survive in my household with as loud as we are?
Oh my gosh, that's why I stayed in my bedroom a lot.
My household is the loud, all the kids running around household, completely energetic. I know this is a massive surprise for people, But if you come into our household, do we have quiet time? We do. Yes. We do. But 99.9% of the time, there's an energy of fun and crazy.
Okay, so that's why I would like volunteer to cook, because I'd put my headphones in and I would just focus on what I needed to do, and I wouldn't have to deal with the crazy. It was the kitchen crazy. That was me.
Let's bring it back to your journey.
So I was talking to the team lead, and I'm like, I don't think it's beneficial for me or anybody that I'm helping for me to be in this situation with the kids. So I'm going to need to bow out of the kids, because the last time I left the kids area, my shoulders were up like this. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't do this. So it was that realization of, I am so thankful for the kids ministry. That is not my calling.
But you identified that. Mm-hmm. And so we met with, we had a first time guest come to church last Sunday, and then her name is Cassie, mm-hmm. and then she met you, and she learned about the coffee team, and she's going to go serve on the coffee team, right? Mm-hmm. Like you have to figure out, one of the best things that Pastor Keith talks about is identifying your 1% so you can develop and deploy it, right?
And like restaurants are crazy. Restaurants have chaos, but it's a different kind of chaos. I can be okay. I'm okay in that kind of chaos because I can control myself and like my surrounding things.
Because that's part of your 1%. And I don't put me in a restaurant. I'll eat all the food. What do you mean I was supposed to go to table 12? It's in my belly. That steak smelled too good. Too good. That shrimp Alfredo, it's gone.
See, you got to go to work at a restaurant that you don't enjoy, because it ruins it for you. Normally.
I don't really know if there's any food that is here in America that is inside the 5-mile radius of my house that I don't enjoy. I had to be careful about how I said that.
Right. So I narrowed it down to, and I think I'm going to be able to manage serving on 2 teams. Like 3 was going to be way too much and not feasible. But I served on VIP team yesterday, and I met a lot of people, and I really enjoy meeting people and connecting with them. And so we'll see. I'm still on this journey and figuring that out. It's going to be a journey. And thank you for being on it with me.
There you go. I like it. So parenting win for me for this weekend was actually we went park hopping. So after church, it was, mm-hmm. Hey, there's a park I've never been to. So we went by a little restaurant, grabbed some food, and mm-hmm. went down to the park, and just to watch kids be kids. Was just you just sit back at times. You watch your kids interact with other kids, and what I really like about the direction that we've raised London is you could tell like this little kid was a little bit hesitant, and another little girl that was kind of hesitant. And I was like, "Hi, my name's London. What's your name?" And the little girl was like, "Oh, I think her name was like Zoe." Mm-hmm. And she was like, "Well, this is Isla. Why don't you come slide down the slide with us?"
Aww.
And immediately you watch this little kid just come to life.
Aww.
And
way to go, London.
Right? Proud of that little tiny.
Yeah.
But also then on the way out, one of the teachers pulled Amber aside and was like, "Your daughter was the leader in class today. Like she helped. She was helping the new kids get accustomed to the classroom. She was helping with the projects." And as a parent, that leadership mentality is something that I did not realize I really want to make sure my kids had till we got involved at Elevate Life. Like being at Elevate Life has not just increased the direction that I want to go, has not just impacted the direction that Amber wants to go, but has now set a new direction for my kids to grow within. Now, are my kids perfect? No. Well, maybe.
No.
Okay.
No, we're all not perfect. Nick,
But
I hate to burst your bubble.
I know.
You're not perfect.
Well,
Nick
I know
is
that.
not perfect.
I know that. That's why I
okay.
go to church.
Okay.
Goodness gracious. If there's anyone that is on this set, or if there's anyone watching right now, they know Nick is not perfect, right? But I'm working on it. Okay? Because at the end of the day, it's driving towards that goal, right? It's driving to be just better than you were yesterday, right? How do you, and not just how are you better yesterday, how do you actually sit down and identify areas you can grow in? So I was having a conversation with Amber last night, and I came to a realization that there's a place at the end of the day, there's something I need to adjust because I'm not being as intentional in my listening to my wife as I could be.
That's a pretty big thing.
It is because here I'm thinking, yes, I am listening, but I really wasn't.
Do you take notes?
No, it's not that. It's not that. Do I take notes? I probably should. But here we go, right? When you're not being intentional, and when I say intentional, it's in the moment. When you're not being in the moment with an individual, much less your spouse, what is that communicating to your spouse? So last night, actually, after I got done doing the project that I was working on, okay, I sat down and I was like, wow, I really wasn't intentional in my listening during this. I need to reevaluate. And something that our family used to have, going back to planning out the week, is I used to have a rhythm. Monday night was movie night, right? Tuesday night was Nick got to play video games night. Wednesday night was workout night. Thursday night, like there was a rhythm in place. So we knew when we would have certain conversations.
Right.
And when date night was, right? Just having that in place. And last night, one of the issues I struggled with in sleeping was because my mind was racing going, oh my goodness, I'm not being in the moment. Okay. I need to be more intentional about listening to my wife because that's the relationship, right? I put a ring on her finger for a reason. Okay. So why am I not being intentional during these end of the day? Because here we go. In the morning, it's about getting the girls up, getting them to school. It's about me getting to the office. It's about preparing for the day, breakfast, lunch, getting all that set up. And then you get through the workday and you get home and you have the kids and you have to give them the attention. And at the end of the day, are you going right into a hobby? Are you watching the football game? Are you doing something of that nature? Or are you actually spending 30, 45 minutes to an hour listening and having conversations with your spouse?
So, there's some... Dustin and I got in rhythms, but it wasn't a good rhythm. It was we're roommates kind of thing because we weren't intentional with our time for each other once kids came into the picture. And so it once we had kids, it was like, focus on them. And I was reading things that was contradicting that. It was like, it's okay for the kids to see you spend intentional time with your spouse. It's really good for them. So, having that time, even if it's 5 minutes, saying, when we get home before dinner, the spouses are going to sit on the couch and we're going to have a conversation. Kids don't have to go to the room, but let the kids see you guys interacting, focusing on each other so that they know how important this relationship is.
Ooh, that's good.
Right?
That's good. I like that. Like 5 minutes. You didn't say 30 minutes. You didn't say an hour.
No.
5 minutes of intentional, we're having a conversation to make sure that here we go, right? I love what you just said here. I love this. No, and hear me on this, right? You have to think, your spouse is out doing their thing. You know, you're doing your thing. When you get back home, do you resync?
Yeah. And it's a lot of, oh, we got to get dinner on the table. Is 5 minutes really going to push dinner back that far?
Right.
Is it going to kill the kids to be like, you know, if they come and they talk to you, be like, I'm sorry, you can talk to me in 5 minutes. Right now I'm giving daddy my attention, or I'm giving mommy my attention, because this is what makes our house work. And if this isn't working, then this isn't working.
There you go. There you go. And, you could even take it a step further. I'm spending time. I need to listen, and I need to talk to my wife, or I need to talk to my husband. Right. So they understand that it's, yes, they understand that there's that the child understands that there's a parent there. Right. But you are now taking ownership. No, I'm speaking to my wife, my husband, and then we could go back to play. Right. But you know, that is,
it also helps the kids know, sorry, but
no,
just real
keep
quick,
going.
It helps the kids know, like, I love you, but you do not take daddy's place. Like, you are not more important than daddy. Like, it's God, spouse, kids. Like, I love them, but I chose Dustin first, and God blessed me with you. So,
how many parents get that backwards?
Oh, me.
No, we do.
Because we're just like, they demand so much attention.
They want your attention, right? And you, but what you've set up, I mean, if you sit there, right, and you mentally figure out the hierarchy of your family, when you allow the kid to take the place of your spouse, when you allow the kid to take the place of to be the number one priority, okay, so I'm going to offend someone, that's when you create brats.
And I've seen it.
Oh my goodness, I've seen it too.
Real recently. Where it's like,
the kid does not run the household.
Yeah, but they do.
But they do.
And because you're allowing it, because you're not setting the expectation.
There you go.
And setting your intentions to keep that a priority.
So something that I love coming home. Why? Because Amber makes sure that if there's a point made when I walk through that door, that the kids come up and they all give me a hug. Right. I give them hugs. I give them kisses. I love showing up back at my house. Right. And then I'll walk around. I'll say hi to the dogs because they're wagging their tails. And Amber is so sweet and she's so patient. She lets me say hi to everyone. And then I get to say hi to her. Right. But now let's flip that. Right. After I say hi to her, I need to be intentional. As the leader of my household, I need to be intentional about spending an extra 3 to 5 minutes or 10 minutes or 15 minutes, however much time my wife needs, so she knows that she is important
to you,
to make sure we can resync.
Yep.
And after we get resynced, great, then we can work through the rest of the day. We can get through the household. We can do whatever needs to be done that day. But then being intentional at the end of the day to make sure that we are, because we resynced, but we didn't maybe have that long 30-minute, 45-minute, 1 hour conversation. Make sure that we set time for that here. And maybe you're like, Nick, I get it, but I have 5 kids. There's a lot going on. Okay, if you can't do it daily, then figure out a system. Monday is mommy daddy day. We're not going out on a date, but you want to know what? After everything's done, we're going to spend 2 hours and we're just going to talk about things. And then Tuesday, sure, we got football. Wednesday, we have soccer. Thursday, we have karate, right? And Friday, we have gymnastics. And I get all that. Parents are busy.
Yep.
Parents are very busy. But set a time that is very intentional. And Amber, if you're watching right now, I apologize to my wife. Great. I actually apologized to her because it was actually listening to Pastor Josh, after Pastor Josh spoke at men's group Saturday morning after. Oh, he's the Navy SEAL. After Garrett spoke, so Garrett spoke first, he dropped some knowledge, and then Pastor Josh came up and he elaborated on that exact sermon. And that's when I realized I had been missing some of the mark. Okay. Yes, I lead my family financially. Yes, I lead my family, physically, and here's the direction we're going in. But one of the things I've been failing on is leading my family spiritually. And now I'm like, oh my goodness, here's where I'm missing the mark. And that's a conversation that Amber and I started. Great. How do we start leading our family better spiritually? How do I lead my family better spiritually? What does that even look like? Right. Because great, you can say it. Hey, I'm not leading my family, blah, blah, blah. Or I am leading my family. But what does it actually look like? How are you intentionally leading your family? As a man of the house, how are you intentionally leading your family? Okay. How are you imparting that leadership into your kids? And how are you making sure that when your spouse looks at you, they go, yes, that's the direction I want to go. That's who I want to follow.
Right.
Right. So there's been this, I mean, Amber and I are having conversations, like real conversations, right? Because
more than, how was your day, honey? Oh, it was good.
Yeah. Because there's a need. Here we go. If we can figure it out, then we can help others. But first we have to figure it out, right? It's so funny. People are like, you need to work out. I'm looking at you going, you haven't worked out in a day. I don't know if you're really the person who needs to be telling me to work out, right? Like, here we go, right? There's this couple. Mary Jane and Greg. Okay? Mary Jane and Greg Fitz. And we have said multiple times, we want to be grandparents like them. We want to make sure that we have a family like that. Right? And so just so you know, this is my sister's in-laws, right? And anytime we get an invitation to go to their house, we go. Because the way that they've raised their kids, and their kids are adults, and like I said, they're grandparents now, right? The way they interact with their grandkids, right? There is such a level of love in that household, and not just a level of love. Oh, we love everyone. No, it's a level of love, and it's a level of education, right? Go ahead.
So when was the last time you invited them?
Why are you calling me out on camera? No, I'm just kidding. No, that is
what I do.
That is a very good point. That is a very good point. So we actually made a short list, believe it or not, of families and couples that we wanted to have be more involved with in our lives, and they were on our short list.
Of course, I'm at the top.
Well, obviously.
Our family.
Come on. Like you don't have to let everyone know that they're not going to get first place.
That's
okay. But no, so we actually created a short list, and that was one of the families that we've talked about of this is a couple that we want to be a bit more intentional with.
Right.
So
because you can't be intentional with everybody.
You can't.
There's not enough time in the day, in the week, in the year, if you are intentional with every person that's in your life. You can be intentional in the moment that you're with them, but you only have so many date nights, or you only have so many days that you can invite people over.
And being intentional doesn't always mean like you're going to spend like every weekend with them.
Sure.
No, but hey, once a month, maybe even because of scheduling, maybe it's once a quarter.
Right.
Right? But there's a level of intention, and don't hear me on this, okay? Don't just be intentional with people like, oh, these people are just like us. That's who I want to do life with.
Right.
No, you need to be intentional with couples that are older than you, okay? You need to be intentional with couples that maybe have done it better than you. You need to be intentional with couples that will level you up,
right? So
you can level up the people who God has brought into your life for you to elevate, right? You have to continue to strive harder going up the mountain so you can bring those with you. So you can bring the people who want to climb that mountain with you, right? Where I'm going with this is. After you've figured it out and after you've done it right, then you can start helping others get to right. After you've been through the struggle, then you can help people get through the struggle.
So we all go through stuff. I think we need to wrap up, but I just want to end on this. Like, we all go through stuff, and there's some people that are like, oh, I don't want anybody to know that. I'm not going to share this. This is my struggle. I don't want anybody to know that because of shame or, whatever it is. But we go through those struggles so that we can share God's light through those cracks. Like we get broken or we go through, like I have things in my history that are not nice. They're not good. They're hard. They're sad. But I went through that so that I could help somebody else. But if you tape up those cracks, you're like, I don't want anybody to see my crack in my heart or my whatever. Nobody's going to be able to see it and nobody's going to be helped because of you.
It's really nice going to Elevate because you get around a lot of people who say, I'm broken.
Yeah.
Here's the struggle I went through. Here's the bad decision I made.
Mm-hmm.
And here's how I grew from it.
Right.
Here's how I'm stronger by it. Okay. So if you're looking for a church where the people are real, okay, if you're looking for a church where you go, okay, I don't have to be perfect,
mm-hmm.
then you go to Elevate Life. Okay. If you go back and you listen to Pastor Josh's sermon from yesterday, you will watch him be very real with the audience.
Mm-hmm.
And you need that. You need that transparency from leadership. Because when you see that the leadership is going, hey, we're not perfect. We're trying to figure it out. Like, we're working towards it,
right.
But we're not perfect. Here's some of our faults. You go, okay, I have some faults too. And it's okay.
It is.
It's okay. Now I'm not saying use your faults as an excuse to keep doing that.
Right.
Right. But maybe, hey, I'm struggling with this. That's good. I'm struggling with that. Hey, why don't we, as Navy SEALs would say, let's become swim buddies. I'm going to help keep you accountable. You help keep me accountable. And if you fall down, I'm going to pick you up.
Right.
If I fall down, hey, I need you to pick me up.
Yep.
Right.
But so many people see those situations as like a darkness in their past or this dark time or this, this bad thing. My encouragement is to you to see it in a positive light. Like God's going to use this. And I can tell you from personal experience, every situation that I've gone through in my past has helped somebody else. Whether that was a kid that I was teaching and they came and they shared with me like, hey, Miss Smith, I'm going through this and I'm doing this, or if it was a friend or whatever it is, God is making you stronger to help bring somebody up. So own it. Own it. Like you can't change that it happened or what has happened to you, but you can say, you know what, this has happened and I'm going to move forward stronger.
There you go. I like it. So we're going to end on that because that was deep. That was deep. All right. So ready? It's Monday. Have you written down your big three for the week? Okay. I am seriously thinking of starting this group that we're going to do. It's going to be the big three. And Lindsay's like, great, you're going to add something else to your plate, Nick. I don't know where you're going to find the time to do this, right? So what are your big three for the week? Okay. And after you write down your big three, what is your reward for accomplishing it? Mm-hmm. Okay. Now for me, I think it's going to be going and getting some ice cream. I so miss ice cream right now.
Me too. I went down the cookie aisle last night. It was a big mistake.
Right. So what are your big three for the week? Make sure you write it down. Mm-hmm. Okay. And if you can, kind of maybe plan on what days that you're going to do your big three on. Now, the reason why you're doing 3 is because if you've already checked your email, you have already a list of things that need to be done today.
Yep.
Okay.
You have your stones, your rocks, and your pebbles. Make sure those rocks, those biggest pieces, are your 3.
Yes, these are these are the rocks. Mm-hmm. These are the rocks, right?
Yep.
So make sure you have that done. Know that if you're in the comments and you've liked the video, know that we love you. Okay, you are loved. 2, we know to pray for you. Okay, that's how we know, because that's the only way that we as the show. I had a total brain fart right there. We as the show, we as the host. And so that's only for us to know that you guys are watching, okay? Mm-hmm. So that allows us, so do that so we know to pray for you.
Yes.
Okay? It's Monday, TGIM. Make sure you rock it today. All right. The people around you need you. They need your positive. They need your energy. They need you to be on your A game.
Yep.
Okay. And they need you to succeed. We want you to succeed. Make sure that you
rise up,
crush it.
Bye,
y'all.